All right, let's get to the bottom of this, of why you're struggling to get clients. Let's solve it. Probably freaking out about not having enough clients to make ends meet. Most business owners have to start off that way of like, they just think that if I open my business, clients will just magically appear. And maybe you had a few clients when you first started your business, you thought, now I can really get the ball rolling. But you get the perfect sheet for your lash bed, you got all the supplies, the decor is on point. I mean, it is Pinterest worthy in that space. And you open for business and it's crickets. And you're posting to social media and it's crickets. And you're doing follow for follow trains and you get a bunch of lash artists following you, but yet you still don't have clients booking with you. It's still crickets. So you're trying reels, you're trying guides, you're trying stories, you're trying posts, you're trying to ask clients for reviews, but it's hard to ask clients for reviews when you don't have any clients. And you're trying to hand out business cards so that your clients can spread the word about how amazing your services are. But it's hard to do that when you don't have any clients. So what do? You are trying. You are doing everything you know to do to try and get people to become clients and customers of yours. In fact, you're probably hitting up all your friends and family, maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 times, being like, hey, come in. I'll do a free set on you. Hey, be my walking billboard. Go tell your friends about me. I have my own business now. Like, help a sister out. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Tara Walsh. I am the Lashpreneur and a business coach for lash artists and beauty business professionals. And this is how we're going to help you solve clients. So in this discussion today, we've already talked about the things that you're experiencing. We're going to talk about what it is that you're hoping will happen in your business so that you can know without a shadow of a doubt that it is growing, and what is getting you and what is stopping you from getting to that Lash Boss reality that you're hoping to have, and why you're working so hard to get to that lifestyle. All right, so let's start with what you wish would start to happen regularly and consistently in your business. Clients booking appointments, right? But even better, clients booking appointments without you being involved. Like that you just wake up in the morning and you check your email and you start to see notices from your online booking software. Client booked an appointment, new full set. When you start to get strangers who book appointments with you, that is like the mecca, the gold of Lash Biz marketing and building a clientele. When all of a sudden, clients are finding you without you ever having been involved, and they're booking an appointment with you because something they saw online or experienced or heard from a friend was convincing enough that they wanted to book, and they didn't even need to contact you. In fact, they paid the deposit without even contacting you. A new client, a customer, a stranger booked an appointment, paid money to reserve the appointment, and you didn't have to be involved with it at all. Isn't that like the dream? Engagement on social media from potential clients, not just like your mom and your auntie, potential customers who are finding you from hashtags or reels or whatever. And not only are they following you, but they're actually engaging with you and they're DMing you questions or they're commenting, wow, this is beautiful. Can I get in? Do you have any appointments available? How much do you charge? Getting new texts, emails, calls consistently every day. These are the types of metrics that you want to be aiming for so that you can have reassurance that your business is growing and there's stability in the growth because you can tell there's demand for what you have to offer. Even once you get clients in the door, knowing that your business is stable is when clients start to come back for their fills. Full sets are great, but if those clients don't come back, then what's the point? Right? You got their money, but then they didn't continue to come back. What we do as lash artists, the bread and butter of what we do are fills. When you get fully booked, it's because you're fully booked with a bunch of fill appointments. You have regular, loyal customers who rave about you. That is lash artist gold. And when those clients start to pre-book out their appointments, 2, 3 appointments in advance, even 2, 3 months in advance, or you get those amazing but rare clients who book out the rest of the year. That is what we're aiming for, to know that our business is growing and stable and can provide for us. When our sales are increasing every single month and we look at next month's schedule and we start to see that not only do we have bookings in that month, but maybe even get to the point where every day that you're open in the next month has at least one appointment. Isn't that what we're working for? Isn't that what building a clientele is supposed to bring us, where we can start to look ahead and see that there is enough demand, not just for this week and not just for next week, but next month and maybe even the following month? How much more security and stability would that give you in your business? And paying yourself regularly, because when you start to see that consistency is happening, both in clients coming in, clients pre-booking out, now all of a sudden paying yourself consistently becomes a reality. It becomes a given. Not only are you not living paycheck to paycheck anymore, but now you can actually start to set aside money. You can actually pay your taxes on time. By the way, did you know? Quarterly taxes, yeah, those are something that you need to be paying quarterly as well when you're profitable. It is an honor, if you will, to pay quarterly taxes, to have to pay money in advance to the government because your business is doing so well that they want their money a little bit earlier. Those are all signs that your business is growing and that it's doing well and that you created that. So what is getting in the way of that reality for you? Well, from the students that I hear and the DMs that I get, a lot of it is they're not sure how to start or where to start. They're not sure what's preventing people from booking with them. They're giving them the opportunity. They're being consistent in posting. So why isn't it happening? Things like, maybe I'm too expensive. I hear that all the time, right? And you're starting to compete on price. And so you're offering discounts and you're offering model pricing and you're trying to reach out to influencers and you're just trying to give away your lashes and it's still not working. Or maybe you think that your lash work isn't good enough yet. So if you just take another lash course, well, that's all that's missing from you getting an influx of clients because you're comparing yourself to the pros and the educators on social media. So that must be what's preventing clients from booking with you. And chances are most of you have no idea how to market on social media, but you're trying. And that's a great step, is just getting in the habit of trying to post on there and be relevant on the free platform that is marketing called Instagram and Facebook, although no offense, Facebook, a little more difficult to market. Or maybe you're posting in these free Facebook groups for moms or women in the area, or you're trying to use the Nextdoor app, or you're trying to use Yelp, or you're trying to use Google reviews, right? You're trying to get out there and have a presence online, but you don't really have a strategy behind it. You're kind of just throwing a bunch of darts at the wall and see what sticks. And maybe you don't even know what you're doing wrong. You just know that what you're doing isn't working. And you're kind of at a loss of what to do and where to go from here. So what's really getting in the way of you having that Lash Boss reality life? Well, I can tell you that working more is not the answer. I can almost guarantee that you're probably working pretty hard at this. And as most entrepreneurs, we don't necessarily, we're very hard on ourselves, right? Oftentimes, even when we're working the hardest, we still think, God, maybe I'm lazy. Maybe I'm just not doing enough. Maybe I'm not doing enough posts. Maybe I need to post more. Maybe I need to be on stories. Maybe I need to learn reels. Maybe I need to go to networking brunches, or I need to flyer a mall parking lot. Like, I should be doing more, and it's just never good enough. But I can tell you working more is not the answer. It really isn't. Because if it were, then you would already have success, because I can tell you you're already working hard, right? So if working more was the answer, wouldn't you already seen signs of success? So what I want to encourage you to do is F the how for now. You know what I mean by F the how, right? F the how for now. That's the wrong question to ask of what's getting in the way. Asking the right questions will get you closer to the right answers. So instead of asking yourself, what am I doing wrong? Instead ask, has anything worked to get me to some results that I want? Maybe it's not the perfect results. Maybe it's not this explosive results that, mind blown emoji kind of results. But has there been anything, any of your marketing, any of your energy, any of the work that you've done that has resulted in a client, a couple of clients? Did something work last year that maybe we can bring it back to life and try it again? So often in running a business, and especially when it comes to marketing, we try one thing, and if it doesn't knock it out of the park, we move on. Instead of trying it again, but with a slight twist, and trying it again. If that flash sale, if that 24-hour promotion didn't work, we don't abandon ship. Try again, but try it a little bit differently this time. Fix one little thing that you can adjust. A 1% change in your business every day over time will accumulate to massive growth and massive change. You don't learn if you don't keep trying, right? So maybe you're saying a statement like, I can't afford this, right? Like, I can't afford this training to better my skills. So what do I do? Instead, ask, how can I afford this? Making a blanket statement of, I can't afford this. Well, yeah, your motivation, your mind is going to recognize ways in which you can afford it. It's going to see that bill sitting on the desk that's past due. And your mind's going to go, see, can't afford it. It's going to find evidence and proof of you not being able to afford something, because that is what you're telling your brain to look for, is proof and evidence of this belief you have. Instead, challenge it and be like, well, how can I afford it? What can I do more of or less of to be able to afford this? Is this an expense or an investment? Oftentimes, education and trainings are more investments into you, growing in of you that you need to be in order to have the results that you want, rather than a business expense, which money goes out the door and you don't get a return on that. Marketing can be seen the same way with your time and your money. If I'm spending 20 minutes on a Facebook post or an Instagram post, am I going to get a return on that? Or is that time better spent learning how to utilize Instagram so it only takes me 5 minutes for a post and I actually get engagement or DMs asking about my services? What's a better use of your time? How can I afford this? Rather than just a blanket statement, I can't afford this, it's just not for me. What about the statement, I must not be good enough? What a terrible statement. And believe me, this is a narrative that I've had to work through on myself. I'm not good enough. I'm not good enough at lashes. I'm not good enough at running a business. I'm not good at social media. I'm not good at taking pictures. I'm not good at caption writing. I'm not good at money management. Again, if we're saying these statements, our brain is trained to find evidence of that being true. Our brain wants us to be right. So what is it you're telling your brain to say? I'm not good enough? Instead, ask, how can I improve one aspect of my client's experience to make them feel like they are good enough? Let's take it off of us. Let's make it about them and serving others, so that even at the end of the day, if we don't have a large clientele, but we've made our 1 or 2 clients feel amazing, isn't that worthwhile too? Don't you think that's a better investment of your time and energy that will then start to grow your clientele? Because those clients that feel good enough and amazing during their time with you, don't you think that's something that they would automatically start to talk about? That people would not only start to notice the difference in their lashes, but just how relaxed they are, like they want to show off on social media. That in itself is infectious of how they feel when they leave your space, even if your skill set is not the best. You can make up for a lack of skill by creating an incredible client experience. So how can you show up and serve someone today who's struggling by just offering whatever it is you offer? So maybe you're not the best lash artist in the world, but can you make someone feel better about themselves? They don't need the best of the best. They need you. And you have a skill set and you have an energy that you can give to them and create an experience for them that makes them feel amazing, and that is worth paying for. Maybe you've asked yourself, why is nobody booking with me? The better question to ask are, what are the things I'm most good at and I can find one client who's interested in that? So maybe it's not, I'm going to book 10 new clients this week. Let's just start with one. Stop with looking at what it should be and where you should be, no matter how long you've been in business, no matter how long you've trying it. And let's just narrow down our expectations of how can we get one new client to book with us this week. And look for the areas of opportunity rather than getting so overwhelmed that if I don't get 10 clients, then this week is a failure and I should close down my business. And I should probably just quit and go back to getting a job. Focus on serving one client at a time. What can you post this week that a potential client might relate to, that might actually want your services? Have you even offered the opportunity for somebody to DM you and ask questions about what it's like to get eyelash extensions? Have they had them before? How are you engaging with your target audience, your target market, to understand them more? And instead, we oftentimes so much look at ourselves as business owners that we have what's called knowledge bias, where we're not looking at the customer's journey, but we're looking at our own self of how we're showing up in the world rather than what is somebody else's experience of me. How are they even becoming aware of my business? How am I creating content or putting myself out there that they would be interested, that I can educate them on what that is? So often because we got certified, because we got trained, because we know lashes in and out so well, that we forget what it's like to have somebody who has no idea about eyelash extensions, who doesn't know the difference between strip lashes, cluster lashes, and extensions, or a lash lift and tint. How can you start to educate people even when they have zero knowledge? What is their experience of your business in the world? For most of you who are just starting out, you may have a booking site that has all caps. You're yelling at people as they're trying to book with you. So you've gotten them to the point where, okay, I'm ready to book. And all of a sudden it's like, no cancellations, $50 deposit required, like fees will be charged. You're just like screaming at them when you've finally gotten them to the point where they want to book. Go through your marketing, go through some of these experiences of becoming aware of you, how they find you, what it is that they're researching about you, and walk through their shoes of your business and how they experience your business, and start to look at maybe there's areas of opportunity where I could change one thing to make that journey of the customer much better. Rather than focusing on myself, I don't want to show up on social media, my voice sounds weird, my hair looks weird, I didn't put on makeup today. We make it all about me, 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 me. And then we wonder why nobody's booking with us, because the services that we offer are about them and not us. All right, guys, that's all I've got for you today. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.